All right, this is part 9, section 1. Part 9, section 1 for my videographer. And I have to apologize to you. I told you I had a guest coming for this next one. Unfortunately, the guest did not arrive, so I don't have a guest. I have no friends. But it is in the works, and hopefully by the next one it should be there. Of course, part 9, that's the last one for this unit. The way it's going to work out, and this is terrible, and I'm going to do something about it, you should be through all of this era, 1450 to 1750, by Friday of this week. And then, of course, unit test is right after that. Well, the problem is right after that's Thanksgiving. So the day you come back from Thanksgiving, I'm not going to give you a unit test. That's cold-blooded. So we're going to do a little extra review thing. I've already got the workings on that. We'll do a review thing that Monday and Tuesday after Thanksgiving, and then your unit test will be on that Wednesday, Thursday. That's the way it should work out. So that's kind of a long-range plan there. Of course, Miss Fishnick, she's run the show. If she decides to do something different, just say yes, ma'am, and thank you very much for being here. You know, whatever you want to do, be fine. All right. How do we always start? We start with the review. That's right. So flip over, look over. Now you should have part 9, the fill in the blanks, early modern era. So everybody make sure we're there. You have that in your binder. You've got part 9 right here. You've got the other thing right here, the blank, back of the blank page. We're going to go this page right here. All right, put a number 1 down for review. Things rulers do to show power. Things rulers do to show power. Things rulers do to show power. Again, I'm not going to teach part 8 again. I mean, this is going to take 5-6 minutes. But just a review, broad review. All right, letter A, monumental architecture. Monumental architecture. Remember the Taj Mahal. Monumental architecture. Letter B, urban design. That's another way they show their power. Look at this great city I built. Letter C, courtly literature. Courtly literature. Literature. And letter D, visual arts. Visual arts. Those are 4 ways that they show they deserve to be in power. On the AP, you always have to come up with 2. Any more is great. I always try and give you more than 2 because you're going to forget something. All right, put it number 2. How rulers use religion. How rulers used religion to legitimize their rule. To legitimize their rule. Legitimize is spelled Legitimize. Right there. Legitimize. All right, letter A, in Europe, like France, Spain, England, they use divine right. So put Europe-divine right. That's how European monarchs use religion to legitimize their rule. Letter B, the Safavids, S-A-F-A-V-I-D. S-A-F-A-V-I-D. They use Shiism, S-H-I-I-S-M. Remember they had the Shiites and the Sunnis? The Ottomans being Sunnis. Ottomans and Safavids didn't get along very well. Matter of fact, we're going to find today they always go to war. No one side can beat the other side. Letter Z, Aztec. Put a dash, human sacrifice. Human sacrifice. Now, look at my eye right here. On the unit test coming up, it's hard. I think it's challenging. I'm sitting there and I put this whole thing together and I go, whoa, this is you got to step up to the plate here. You can do it all, but it asks a question like, what did the Spaniards think when they first saw Tenochtitlan? And your choice is very limited, but the one thing that pops out is you have to know the Spaniards did not believe in polytheism, multiple gods. Why did they not? Because they were Catholic. You know, Catholic has one God. You got to really be able to cross some bridges to get to some facts. Test is salty. Letter D, Songhay, Songhoy, Hay, Songhay, Songhay. And put in parentheses, West Africa. And they used Islam to legitimize their rule. And letter E, China, what do their rulers do? Confucianism. You can have all kind of compare and contrast, possible questions out of this. How did European rulers, what did they do to legitimize their rule? All right. And the last big thing we talked about in Section 8, ethnic and religious treatment. And we had 3 examples. Letter A, Ottomans. How did they, put a little dash, non-Muslim. How did they treat the non-Muslim? Again, I'm not going to go teach this lesson again. If you don't remember right away, then that shows you, man, you got to review this. If you can't pop off in your head, how did they treat the, man, I don't remember. Then you need to go back. All of it's in your notes. Letter B, Manchu - Chinese. How did the Manchus treat the Chinese? You've got to know that. Letter C, Spanish - Native Americans. How did the Spanish treat the Native Americans? All right, that's your big review. You need to know all of those things, especially as we get closer and closer to this unit test coming up. And it's going to be as legitimate as I can get. You know, before, all the other years, I just pull all release questions. And life was good. I mean, it's real simple for me as a teacher. I don't have to make up anything. Plus, it's better because it's their questions. That's the way they ask it. So when my kids, go ask any of the 11th graders now. And by the way, most of them did great. Most of them are walking around with the college hours in their pocket. You know, they did it. They'll tell you, just listen, pay attention. He covers everything. And it worked out well. This year, man, this is just tough. We have several people who've written several books and things, and they go, I think this is what they're going to be like. And they could be. You know, any kind of practice we can get, we're going to take it at this point in the game. Since there's no game films to watch. You know, they've never played this game before. In football, you always watch game films of your upcoming opponents, see what they do. We have no game films. We're just going to have to get as many things as we can from as many places as we can. And that's what I've done this unit test. I've got some stuff from way out in left field that could be it. All right, let's go to part 9 now. Let's go to fill in the blanca. Rulers, number one. Rulers, not protractors, but rulers. That's funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny. All right. Rulers. Rulers. See, I can't help but now say not protractors. Rulers, not protractors. Don't do that in the unit test. Don't go rulers, not protractors. They will not understand your humor. Trust me, I've talked to graders of the unit test. No humor. Rulers wanted to maintain centralized control of their population and resources. And to do this, they recruited bureaucratic, and that is spelled Bureaucratic. Bureaucratic. To do this, they recruited bureaucratic elites as well as military professionals. So we're going to be talking about two different things. And Root is going to maintain centralized control. That means they wanted to be at the top. They're the center. Everything else is underneath them. In order to do that, they have to have bureaucratic elite. You have to have bureaucracies. You know, the big top dog doesn't know what temperature to heat asphalt to lay it, but so it won't crack when the first freeze comes. You know, that you have to get bureaucrats who know about that kind of stuff, as well as military professionals. You got to be able to back everything up. You're going to put a tax in, you got to be able to back it up. So you have to have those two things in order to maintain centralized control. All right, letter A. The Ottoman Devshirme, and that's how that's pronounced, Devshirme, who were military professionals. So we're going to talk about military professionals first. Number one, let's see if you can figure out what religion these families were. Some families were forced to give up their children to be trained to be an elite. And then you got fighting warrior. Whose family? Christian families. Christian families were forced to give up their children to be trained to be the elite. We've had this word before. Janissary. 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 Number two, these warriors would be converted to, what religion do you think they'd be converted to if they were captured by Muslims? Islam. Islam. Number three, went on special missions like the SEAL Team 6 of today and were the emperor's personal bodyguards. Bodyguards. When the Muslims attacked Constantinople in 1453 and defeated it, the leader, who's Suleiman, would not send in the Janissaries. He kept them back. He sent in the peasant army first, so all of you people go ahead and get killed. You know, hopefully we can still get in. Then I'll send the Janissaries in. They're too important to be wasted in the first wave. Get us into Constantinople, then I will unleash the Janissaries on them. Number four, even though they were slaves, they became very powerful and wealthy. You were looked up to if you were a Janissary. Very powerful and very wealthy. All right, let's, about 30 seconds early, but man, that's great because we're about to get into salaried samurai. Salaried samurai. Salaried samurai. Rulers, not protractors. Rulers, not protractors. We'll start with we'll do B when we start with part two of section, notes 9. Never mind, I know where I am. You just stay there. We're just going to push another button. I'm going to come right back on.